Welcome to how Pontiac videos actually start. The French fry guy shows up, and today it looks like he brought tater tots.
Look at this.
And the dogs assault him. Yes, this is how Pontiac videos actually start.
There.
Okay, they are just getting ready to look at the acrylic, not vinyl. It's normally vinyl up here. This is the one I think we're going to use. It has a translucency that I think we can do fun things with.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it is gorgeous. And the best part of that one is we have 4 sheets of it. And then there was another pattern that honestly we don't like as much. This kind of cheetah pattern.
This one here. Oh, they different colors? Oh, just.
Oh no, that's the thing. It's translucent, so what's behind it affects it. So see, bright white, suddenly that's more brown. It's not black at all. But you put that over a piece of black acrylic, and that gets really interesting. Yeah, even if you put it over something like that, see the color change?
Oh yeah, it does.
So suddenly you can do some interesting things. The translucency is a thing we were not expecting, and is something we can play with.
That is really cool.
When we cut that in, we could add little ambient lights or something. We got to work that out.
Oh, do some cool lighting below.
Yeah,
it.
we gotta work that out.
Yeah,
Okay, ShopDog is anxious to catch these guys up with what we've gotten done while they were gone. One thing that happened is those Moser wheel studs that were labeled as 615 knurl, they came, and of course the package of those studs says 625 knurl on them, even though everything on the internet says 615. They did not fit. They went back. We don't have studs yet. So we'll be dealing with that at some point. One of the big things is we now have our harness. So you can see we've got for our indicator light, this is my breakout point for the cigarette lighters and stuff and USB ports. I've got that running under to a connector up here. And then of course this is the feed for that power. That is for the dash lights, and then I had already made a connector for the neutral safety and the backup lights, so those are all connected. That'll all get tied up there when it's all done, but the Dakota stuff is coming and looks really good. So the dash is actually going to be coming back out. This was just a test, just a trial of our abilities. So in a little bit I will pull that up and show you guys what that looks like. The other thing that happened is I got that 33-foot cord, so you can see it laying right there, and it wasn't very fun because it never is, and I haven't actually clipped it up in here yet, but I do have the power trigger already hooked up. There's those. I'm gonna get some more heat shrink and we'll redo those, but everything in there is now all wired in. So, and that is a courtesy, you know, the orange and white, that's a courtesy light. I've got one in the well right here that's going to be for this light and switch, because remember we're going to put that grounded switch in. I've still got to do the fuel pump stuff. It's just that's been pretty low on the list compared to getting this all taken care of in the well. So I've just got to finish running the video cable up, and I guess the radio stuff is finally shipping, you know, the divorced radio and all of that. So I mean, a lot of interesting things are suddenly starting to come together. We got to take a few things apart. It'll be worth it. It'll really be worth it. So this is the hard to come by original plastic one with the flocking. This is the reproduction just fiberboard, cardboard looking stuff with the flocking, and I gotta tell you, for how we plan to use it, I think that's gonna work nice. They even put the hump in it and everything for what we want it for. I think we're better off using this cheaper one and offloading that onto someone who actually needs one and is going to keep the original console. The other things that has happened is the seatbelts have arrived. So one of the things we definitely want to look at is how do we want to do this? Now there's retractors and they've got giant hefty L brackets, so I don't think that's going to be the issue, it's going to be, how do we want to mount these guys between the seat and console in a way where it's comfortable and looks natural. So we're going to go in the car and play with that for a little bit. Okay, so we may have to do something with the plastic thing, but right now we've got a temporary hold on this. We had to mount it the opposite of the way they intended, but that'll work pretty nice. And he's gonna have Pix hop in there and we'll take a look at how this looks. Jeff opened something and oh boy. There we go. So, okay.
Oh, that's right. This is for glass.
Now I would probably put an angle on that when we actually tightened it for real.
Have it be.
Yeah, have it slightly angled.
Yeah.
But for now, that's doing the job. And it does retract and lock. I know it's upside down. We're gonna have to figure out what we can do about that.
It's upside down?
I've got it mounted backwards because of that back.
Oh.
It is.
So, but the concept is good. We just got to work with it.
Snip that off or undo
Okay, so
that.
we've got this more of a cant, so that works out pretty nice. And now you notice on the original stuff, the buckles are a lot bigger. I mean, they just are. And these are really nice, but they're very old. These new ones, the buckles are a little smaller, but look at how nice these look, even with the tiny baby buckles. I mean, they color match this, match the plastic. I mean, this isn't bad for the back seats. Those are going to look really, really nice. So, they think they have a solution. They just spent a bit of time on the internet, and Diesel's going to explain what's going on here.
So we really like this plastic because it's going to hold the seatbelt right here. And if you think about having one of these kind of floppy, it's going to fall down here and it's going to be difficult to pull that out. So one of the problems though with these pre-molded kits is when you look at where this is bolted in, it doesn't lay flat right here. And that's going to look funky. It's going to want to lay up here. So what I think we're going to do is end up cutting this out and then getting one of those GM plastic sleeves. They usually come in black, so this can sit naturally, and then it's covered, the cut part is covered with a sleeve. I think that'll be the best option for us.
I agree. We got an email from Dakota the other day, and this is the picture of his actual gauges. So it's not the best picture, but you can see we've got the Pontiac on it, and he did temperature, fuel, clock, oil, alternator, and then of course, the two displays, a nice beautiful little tack that's reminiscent of the age, and then keeping in line with the same giant speedo sweep that he has on the current gauge. And I think this is going to look absolutely phenomenal. So we've been talking about pulling the dash, but we think we might want to wait because we want to minimize the chances of damage, because everything in here has been difficult to get. The other thing that's nice is that means that this park reverse neutral stuff is going to go away because we don't need it, because that'll be down here. Yeah, it's just going to be absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so that shows where that light's going to be, and it clears all the plastic, clears everything, so you can't even see the wiring now. So that's going to work out pretty slick. I think he wants to test fit his little treasure here. Let's see how it looks. I wonder if he's test fitting it in the right direction or not.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe not.
Oh, this is harder than it looked.
Oh, I know exactly. You can't put it in bottom up. The little foldovers get caught.
Okay, I'll come back in just a second. That is a very snug fit. Now, I don't know how many times you can take that in and out before you're crying, but
Or
it
buying
does
another
work.
one.
Okay, Pixie's in here measuring stuff. What are you up to, Pix?
I am trying to get an idea of an estimate for fabric, so when we call to order, we tell them what we're doing, they will provide us an estimate, but I want to verify how close we are.
In other words, you don't want to buy 10 times too much or a tenth of what you need.
Yes.
Okay, well, Project Slow Nova has dropped by to see what we're up to. And you can see, you know, the air ride stuff, but he's showing his buddy Mike, who's a real nice guy. He's got a lot of great toys and can dig really big holes. So if you gotta get rid of a body, he's probably the guy. But, yeah, and Pixie is still taking measurements for materials because they figure they better get that all on order right away because you're gonna want everything from the same lot. Just like that. Those are a lot shorter. And that is connected. So there. That made Jeff happy. We got this all hooked up and you can see the wiring. And if you come up here, you can see where it comes across. Everything looks good. ShopDog's got to take a break. And I do believe that Jeff's boss, you know, neighbor Jeff, his boss Merlin might be here. All right. How you guys doing? Here comes ShopDog. We're trying to decide, because I did mount this backwards. Normally it's against a B-pillar, but we're trying to reuse the factory hole, and we're trying to decide what we think. Honestly, the fact that realistically we're so used to seeing these things in cars now, I don't know that it's going to matter. You know, we'll see long term, but honestly, this looks pretty good. What do you think?
Well, so here's the thought, right? When you're sitting here, you want this as close to your body as you can.
Well, safety, yeah.
If it's spun around, it's way over here, and that just, to me, seems to be, it's going to be uncomfortable. You may end up rubbing up against the door panel as well with this piece here that I would worry about. I think this is good.
I think this is going to work out.
And you know what? If it doesn't, we'll swap it around.
Yeah, it's just bolts.
It's just bolts.
In the big scheme of things, it's just bolts. Getting ready to pop the lights in. I'm going to go ahead and throw some bulbs in real quick before he does. So, okay. Those are going to look beautiful. Look at that. Now we got it. Yeah, we looked at the bolts like 5 times and said, that can't be them. But they are. So, we got it. So, outside of that, so he's putting those in. Neighbor Jeff's boss is here to take a look and inspect. Make sure everything's up to snuff. And Pixie is working out a lot of math and dimensions and stuff. Look at that. No.
I couldn't find a power window setup. Looked high.
That is an expensive thing to find. If you can find one, I know where the switch goes. If you had a power top or a power window, the switch goes right there.
Yes, it's wind up on.
But, you know, it is what it is. And that is Diesel in his natural habitat, educating. One of the most interesting things we do around here sometimes is show people what we're doing. It also does help us see how we understand a project. But suddenly, Diesel is showing Merlin how this goes. So there is your box of things. We're getting ready to go in and show Merlin the actual material we're talking about. And we're going to discuss the magic of magnets. But right now, Diesel's showing him the cup holders.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, ShopDog is approving of this Guinness. Now, it's the American draught. You know, we enjoy it here. It'll wind up in with the rest. This is pretty good for America because you can drink it all day. And ShopDog says this is pretty good. He says everybody loves a little bit of Guinness. We obviously do. I drink it literally every day to the point where even our clock has Guinness on it. And we're getting ready to make a shout out.
Wait, did you wear your?
I wore my.
You wore your Guinness earrings. Look at that. See the heart? So Pixie's got her Guinness earrings made from a Guinness bottle.
Got mine.
I got yours. Wait a second.
Ah.
All right. So Vicki Anderson, friend of mine from work, Stevie, Dad. Thanks a lot for all of your help at Guinness. We drink a lot of Guinness here at the shop. And a special shout out to Jeff Miller as well. Thanks a lot, gang. We drink a lot of Guinness. I think you saw it all over there. You saw it there. We drink it at the restaurants as well. So cheers to you. Great.
Schlanta.
Schlanta. All right. Thanks.
What do we say here?
Oh, thanks for
For
watching.
watching.